The hardest part about having a mental illness is that people expect you to act as if you don't. Hmm. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lisa Charnay. Welcome back to my channel. So, I went to see Joker, y'all, and I honestly wasn't checking for it at first because I'm not really into like superhero movies or whatever. But I heard that it was going to be going in depth on like mental illness and depression and all those things. So I'm like, I'll check it out. Y'all see what's up. Y'all, I was really shook. I was touched by it. Like, I got so many hidden gems from that movie, and it changed my perspective on a lot of different. It changed my perspective on mental illness in general. First off, a lot of us really don't have it as bad as we think we do. Well, I speak for myself. I I like to I isolate myself and make me feel like I'm alone and that I don't have people around me and that I don't have a support system and that I'm the only one that can give me motivation and help me along my journey. And this man literally had nobody. Like, he had no friends. He had his mom, but like not a huge family, and even him and his mom's relationship was a little on edge. I picked that up from the jump. He didn't like his job. Well, I'm not gonna. He did like his job, but the people at the job didn't like him. So he didn't have friends at work either. His boss was telling him he was weird. Um, his therapist ain't even give a damn about him. He in there smoking cigarettes, pouring his heart out, and she just looking at him like, all right, is your time up now? Like, I got something to do after this. Like, she just was unbothered. And at the very least, I could say I got family that I can go to, I got friends that I can go to, and my therapist, I could tell that she has a genuine interest in helping me, and she has. So, just it came for me because I complain a lot and I don't realize how good I really have it. Like, it's people who really don't have no support at all and really have to do it alone, not by choice, but because they really don't have nobody. Like, the beginning for me was so hard to watch because, like, just every day he was beating himself up. Other people were making fun of him. Other people were, physically attacking him. And he just had to go along with it. And I just couldn't imagine, like, living my life day to day like that. Which brings me to my next point of you really got to be careful what you say to people and what you do to people and how you view them because you don't know what demons they're dealing with. Like, you could really be the determining factor on it. You could be the determining factor on if they go home and commit suicide. It could be that one comment that you said, that one dirty look that you gave that made them want to end it all. Or it can be that kind word that you gave to them, that smile that you give to them. That's the difference. Like when he was on the bus and he was playing with the little boy, he was sad, but once he saw that the child was interacting with him, like, it boosted his spirit up, and the mood shifted, and he tried to make the little boy smile and laugh. And then as soon as the mom sees what's going on and she starts lashing out at him, he breaks out crying. Like, that really got to me because, like, some people really go through life with everyone around them being mean and saying harsh words to them. Like, I really can't imagine that. And the day that he lost his job, that broke my heart too because it's like, it just seemed like a domino effect. Things was just going wrong left and right, and then that was kind of like the final straw. Then he gets on the bus to ride home. He sees the guys like harassing the woman. I don't know if he started laughing like on purpose to distract them. I kind of feel like because she looked at him and gave him a glance like, hey, can you help me out? I feel like he started laughing just to take the attention off of her. He knew that if he started reacting to it, that they would leave her alone, or it would at least buy her some time to like walk away. So I feel like he was trying to help her out or whatever. But when they went over there to him and they're making fun of him and like pushing him around and stuff, they're just looking at him like, okay, he's somewhere on the train, like, we can mess with him real quick, we can get a good laugh. And little do they know, it was going to be their last day they was ever going to have a chance to do that. And that's the thing. You got to be careful. You don't know when people are at their breaking point. You really don't. And I ain't even feel bad for them. Like, I guess I should have because they did lose their life. I don't feel like it's worth that. But it's like, you shouldn't have been messing with that man. Like, he did what he had to do. You can't push people to their breaking point and then be mad when they react. You did that. Another thing I picked up on is that he really didn't let his condition, like his laughing condition or like his mental state, stop him from pursuing his dreams. He wanted to be a comedian. His mom was telling him like little slick comments like, "Well, you're not even funny, so how are you gonna do this?" He ain't let that stop him. He went and did it anyway. He went up there, was nervous. Um, I think he had like, I don't know his condition. I don't know if he like is really laughing or is he like laughing to hide the fact that he's crying. That's what I didn't pick up on. It seemed like he actually was crying, but he would laugh to cover it so people wouldn't think like he was actually sad. I don't know. But anyway, basically that happened when he went on stage. And like he could have ran off at that point, like, dang, I messed it up. But he kept going. He got himself together. He got his thoughts together, and he did his jokes. Now they was corny, but he did it. You know, he had the courage to go through with the show, and it just shows like you don't have to let any of that stop you. You could do what you want. You don't have to have the support of others. You don't have to have praise from others. Just do it because it's something that you want for yourself. I just feel like it's one of those things where, like, if you let other people get into your head or you self-doubt yourself, then you can easily miss out on opportunities. So not only does he lose his job, he loses his therapist as well because she lets him know that they've run out of funding and, you know, they don't have the money to continue with that program. Pretty much stuck at this point. And, you know, he, like, pretty much tell her about herself, like, look, I come in here every time. You're never interested in what I'm saying. You're never showing compassion. You don't really care or actually try to understand where I'm coming from. You know, it's just a check on your list of things to do. And he's pretty much just saying how the world, you know, they don't care about people who are actually struggling. They push you to the side. They make you feel like you're not important. They don't even see you, which is true though. Like, people view others like that struggle with mental illness, the first thing they're gonna say is, oh, he crazy, he ain't got it all together, he lost it. Like, it's easier to ignore it than to actually like stop and be like, how could I help? So even though like this is bad for him, or you would think like, okay, he's about to really make a turn for the worse. Now he don't have a therapist, he don't have his medicine. But what I noticed is that he started to like control his own narrative. He was like, all right, I know I've been diagnosed with this condition. I know I'm not in the best space mentally, but I'm going to make it work for me. He started to just accept who he was in that moment. He worked with what he had at the moment. He created the image he wanted to be. Now, was it healthy? Not necessarily, because he was hurting people, but he took power over his situation, and that I can respect. Because he could have ended his life then. But he kept fighting. Like, he kept fighting for his life, but he stopped fighting who he truly was. He let his weirdness shine. He knew he was weird, so he turned it and flipped it to make it positive. He owned his story. Alright, so let's take a look at the part where he's in the hospital with his mom, and then he sees his clip of his comedy sketch on TV, and he's happy about it. He's like, oh, okay, I'm on TV, I'm on a show that I always watch every night, and they playing me. He's happy until he hears what the host actually has to say, and he's kind of like just bringing him down, like making fun of him, making him out to be the joke, like always, to where people were laughing at him and not with him. That part was interesting to me because even though, like, he was getting made fun of on the show, like, people was rocking with it though. So I feel like that goes to show too, just because one person says or has an opinion about something that you're doing doesn't mean that other people are going to view it the same way. Now, regardless if they were laughing at him or with him or whatever, like, he was heard. You know, he got a good response from people to where they wanted him back on the show. And all of this ties into, if he wouldn't have put himself out there from the jump, if he would have listened to his mom and was like, you're not going to be a comedian, you're not funny, he wouldn't have even made it to this point. So he gets the call that they want him back on the show because he's been receiving a lot of positive feedback on his sketch. I feel like he knew it was up from jump. He knew, like, all right, I already know what the host said about me. I already know he wasn't feeling me. I already know they want me on here for ratings. They want to laugh at me. They want to make me the joke. But I'm going to show them. He had this plan from jump, I feel like. And he did. He went up there in his full Joker. He's like, all right, y'all want to play me out to be a joke? All right, I'm going to show y'all a Joker. He went in there, dyed that hair green, did his makeup, started feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, since this is how y'all want me to be, this is how I'm going to be. You know, I'm not going to fight it no more. I'm going to do what I came to do. And of course, you know, he gets up there and he finally does get on the show. And he calls them out, like, I know y'all brought me on here, you know, to make fun of me. And it's people like you is the reason why. Dang, I'm leaving stuff out. Okay, so y'all bear with me. So him killing those men on the train or whatever started this whole, like, I guess, started this whole protest of like the rich and successful versus like middle class or poorer people. It was kind of like a us against them type thing. And pretty much he was explaining to him, like, this is the reason why we feel this way. This is the reason why people are happy that they were killed, because you guys walk around like y'all are better than us. Y'all treat us like we invisible. Y'all treat us like we don't matter. So we're going to show y'all that y'all don't matter either, you know? And then he made a point to say, if it was me who would have got shot on the train, nobody would have blinked an eye. But because it was these people that were of a certain status, they were all over the news and people were mourning their loss. And he's just like, why is their life worth more than mine? Just because I'm not as rich, you know, just because I don't have the money and the wealth. Like, why am I not seen on that same, why is my life not as important as theirs, you know? And they do put things in perspective, because that is how it is in the world. Like, we view people based off of their status. And if they don't have a high status, then we disregard them. And that need to be fixed. And I've been guilty of it too. I'm not going to say I don't. I do. I'm definitely guilty of that. And it's something that we need to look at. But even bigger than that, like, he started a revolution. Little old him. You know, he realized he had a voice. He realized he had influence. Because it was that one action that made other people feel comfortable to stand up and fight for something that they felt. You know? Which shows, like, everybody has a purpose. Yeah, it might not have been peaceful, but, you know, it woke people up. And that's what made me proud of him. Like, yeah, he wasn't doing good things, but he just owned his truth. And he led people who were feeling the same way. Like, he made it okay for them to be weird too. And I love that. That's the message I got from it. Like, it's okay to be who you are, and it's okay if people reject you, because there's others that are going to resonate with you, and it's up to you to lead them. Show them. Be that one to step out and show them that it's okay. I think this movie does a good job of showing us that the villain is often just misunderstood. Like, they're not really a bad guy. I think, you know, the things that we go through, our experiences shape us into the things that we do, but that's not who we are as people. Everybody has a soft interior. Everybody's dealing with things that they're hurt by, and they lash out, and it might come off as, oh, they're negative or they're this, they're that, but they're still human at the end of the day. They still have feelings. Those are the most sensitive people and the ones that have the most demons. The ones that are titled bad, and they don't know how to break from that. They don't know how else to cope with it, so they do those things. I feel like a person shouldn't always be defined by their actions, because, again, hurt people hurt people. So if all I know is hurt, that's all I've been receiving, that's all I'm going to put out into the world. But that doesn't mean that that's who they truly are. And even at the end of all this, like, he killed those people. You know, it wasn't a secret. He did it on national TV, so he knew the cops was coming to get him. He knew he was going to jail. But he was happy in the fact that, again, he had people on his side. He never felt that love before, and I think that's what, like, made him realize, like, it's okay to be myself. And that's how he found his true happiness, and that's the only way you can find true happiness, is when you fully accept yourself, flaws and everything. And even with this self-love and healing journey, like, it's important that you love yourself for how you are at this moment, and not like, oh, well, I'll love myself when I heal from this, or I'll love myself when I accomplish this. No, love yourself right now. Love yourself for your past. You know, like, be happy with all of that and just make it work for you, like how he did. He used what he had, and that's just the way out. That's the way you set yourself free, is by just being happy with you. And y'all know what else? That part about him like finding out about his mother adopting him, and how they went in depth on how she was allowing him to be abused in the house, and like certain things that she let go on. Like, of course he gonna turn out crazy. Look at what he had to deal with. Look at what he grew up with. His mom, struggled with mental illness as well, so it's just learned. Even though he wasn't, biologically hers, he still picked up, what she taught him. Like, we only know and think what we were raised to think. How our household plays a major role in how we act as adults. And if you carrying all that stuff with you, or if you just don't know any different, you're going to keep repeating that. And that's what you're going to act out. So I thought that was interesting too. They showed that it started way from childhood. It wasn't nothing that just happened overnight. Because that's how it is. It does start from the child. And that's why you have to heal that inner child in you. And that's why it's important to reparent yourself. A lot of us have to like rewire or reprogram our brains from what we were taught when we were younger. It's a lot of things and a lot of ideals, or a lot of things that we've seen that's shaping the way we see things and holding us back from stuff, when it's not, it's not how we're perceiving them. You have to heal that. You have to go back to your younger self and like really dissect, like, what have I been raised to believe? What is it serving me at this point? And if it's not, you gotta let that stuff go. And when you do, that's when things really start to change for you. When you change your mindset and you create the life that you want for yourself. You don't wait for other people to accept you. You don't wait for other people to fall in line. You make them fall in line.